Hi, so I'm Nancy Bliss, and I am a reading specialist, literacy specialist, and I created this YouTube channel to help good readers. Okay, there's two parts to reading. One is decoding, and the other is comprehension. And you can decode and read as great as you like, but if you're not understanding what you're reading, then there's no point in reading. Okay, reading is to learn information and to have fun and enjoy and find out about topics we may not know about. So there's a lot actually a whole toolbox full of reading comprehension strategies that we use. And we use them unconsciously. We don't use them alone. We seem to use them together, different ones at different times. And they become second nature and natural. Okay. So, for example, we use prediction. As we read, we make predictions. We make predictions before we read the story. What's going to happen? What's it going to be about? Which sometimes makes us decide, do I want to read the story or not? Okay. As we read, we're asking questions of the author. Why did he put that in? Why is the character doing that? I wonder what's going to happen next. Okay. If it's a mystery, it might be, a little scary there. And at the end, sometimes we predict what would happen next if there was another page. That's always a fun thing to do. All right, so we make predictions. We are constantly asking questions. I always am. I wonder why the author is putting this in because it doesn't seem to relate to the story. And then later on, my questions get answered. Not always, though. Sometimes I'm left still wondering at the end. But I like to see my questions get answered. And, because I try to answer them myself. And then I can see if I'm right or not. Okay. And another part of question is clarifying. Okay. We're reading something we don't understand. We don't understand exactly what's happening. We don't understand a word. So we need to stop and think and we need to clarify it. And our brain should be doing that constantly, monitoring for meaning, making sure that we're stopping and checking we understand. Because if we don't understand, we have to go back and clarify it and clear it up, figure out what's going on, or there's no point in reading on. We'll just get more confused. So we stop and we try to figure it out. Okay. A lot of times we just reread that section. Bingo. We figure it out. But the easiest way to figure it out and what good readers should do, especially as you get older and there's less pictures in the book, you need to use the comprehension strategy called visualization. And that's where you're making the movie in your head. Okay, you're Steven Spielberg, and you are filming the movie in your head. You've got a picture of what this character looks like. Sometimes it's a picture that's been described to you by the author. Tall, curly black hair, brown eyes, cute dimples, very thin. And sometimes the character's not really described. So you'll have your own visualization, which is always cool if they make them book into a movie and then you watch the movie and you're like, that's not how I picture that character at all. And sometimes it's exactly like you thought they would look like. But anyway, so we're going to make the visualization of what the character looks like. We're going to see the character moving. We're going to see the setting behind them. We're in the woods. We see the trees. We can see the moss on the floor. We're going to smell. We smell the fresh air. We can actually touch that moss and see how it feels like a soft green carpet under our feet. So we're going to use all our visual senses as our auditory senses as we visualize. Okay, we're going to use our sight. We're going to use our smell. We're going to use our touch. We're going to feel what the character feels like. Okay, and another strategy which really helps us understand books is making connection. When we can make a connection to our lives, like I've done that, I felt like this. I was scared too. I was nervous. If you can connect to it and understand what the character might be going through, you can get that feelings, get that sense. It doesn't always happen. And sometimes you'll be reading a book and say, oh, that reminds me of this book. Or it reminds you of something happened in the world. You were reading a book about a storm and about storms, and you'll remember a really bad storm that happened in your area. Okay. So we use all these And as I said, we don't use them in isolation. We use them together. And depending upon the book, because all books are different. You have fiction books, you have nonfiction. Fiction is a fake story where you have the characters and the setting, and you have the plot where there's a problem always, and then this gets solved, the solution at the end. Where the nonfiction will have a topic such as sharks, and you learn facts and information about sharks. So you have different books, and you'll use different strategies. Okay. And summarization, that's where you stop and you just make a quick summary, because good readers can't remember everything, so we have to determine what's important. What do we need to remember, so by the end of the book we'll understand what we read. Okay. And for the nonfiction, the informational text, we'll remember different facts about our topic. The shark has rows of teeth, and they move forward as they lose a tooth, so they always have a full set of teeth so they can eat the fish or whatever they're eating. And he's got a fin, he's got a tail, and the different facts about the topic. So I hope you can watch these videos. I tried to pick out short ones and easy ones and simple ones to just simply explain what they are and how to use them. And I hope you enjoy. And I hope it helps you become a better reader. Because there's nothing like reading. It takes you all over the world. Everything I learned about Australia, I learned from reading The Thornbirds, which I enjoyed. That was many years ago. It had a little love story in it, and I've always been a little bit of a romantic. Although my favorite books have always been mysteries. When I was a young girl, I used to go to the library, and they had these little Sherlock Holmes icons on the bottom of the books, and I used to go to that section, and those were the books I would bring home and read and love and enjoy so much. So good luck in your reading, and I hope you enjoy this YouTube channel. Take care.